What's in this box is magical because it has the power to transform this entire bike. Hey, what's up guys? If you're not already watching, this is where we're rebuilding a 2021 fully wrecked Panigale. This is how it looked like beforehand, and pretty soon it's going to be amazing. So far we've done the exhaust, full titanium race system. We've rebuilt the front end. We've stripped it down and identified everything that needs fixing. And now we get to add some bling, so stay tuned, it's all coming. Do you remember that? Do you remember the crashed and wrecked V2 Panigale tank that we tore off this thing in the first episode? Well, second episode, sorry. Well, we've got a purpose for this, so at the end of the video, we're gonna show you. So now it's time to see what's really inside this magical box. It's the Russian doll. It's a box inside a box. Ka-ching! Jewelry for your bike. That is cool. If you don't know what Bonamici is, these are racing rear sets, and these are beautiful. So it's time to replace these ugly things, which to be honest, one of them's half broken anyway, with some beautiful Italian rear sets. Let's get these off, get the new ones on, and watch how it transforms this bike. So it wasn't too hard to get these off, but look at the shifting arm. Man, that thing's worn right down from grazing across the road during the crash. These things are beautiful, and you can see straight away they're in the wrong position. So we're gonna put them back and down. So we're gonna set it up for a slightly taller rider. And then if you look on the back, you can actually see this swinging mechanism. So what that means is it's the difference between regular street shift and GP shift. So I think we'll go with GP shift. I won't lie, between having fat fingers and slightly bigger than average hands, this was actually not easy. Quick update on the lever situation. Big thanks to Sarah from bikeshop.com.au. Amazing. She managed to get me a pair of EvoTech Performance racing levers, left and right, so clutch and brake, in today's mail. So we should see them shortly. Once the main supporter's on, now I can just follow up with all the ancillary pieces. Some Loctite, and then torque them all down to spec. Then you just adjust the lever on the spine to get the correct ergonomics, and job done. These totally transform the bike. I don't care what anyone else says. I think a good set of rear sets, I think make all the difference. These look, they look awesome. We've now got pretty much two usable and sellable rear sets, OEM. So we're gonna keep them. They'll go in a box. We'll put them on eBay. If you want them, you know where to find them. And believe it or not, I was given this Bonamici lever guard for free, so it's gotta go on this weapon. Now the bike's got to get to the paint shop, and I've got to get the wheels done, and I've got to get painted, but it's really unsafe trying to take this thing just regularly on a trailer because there's no rear tie down points. So for $30, I've bought this, and we're going to see if we can make it fit given we've now got a new exhaust on. So it's supposed to mount directly on top of this here. So I don't know how much room we're gonna have and which way it's supposed to go, but that's half the reason why we've left all this loose. So now that we've got the rear sets on, we can tighten all this up, put the carbon fiber on it and whatnot. But before we do that, we're gonna take these 2 bolts out, lower it down and put this in place and see if it works. So I've also realized I'm an idiot and that I had the tie down section for the race bike in the wrong spot. So I had the tie down points just under here, just under the actual, the point for the exhaust, but there's actually another 2 holes further back. So I managed to get it all the way back there, put a couple of spaces underneath it to push it down a little bit. Now we've got two perfectly good tie down points on the bike. So now when I put it on the trailer, as in when it goes on the trailer next week to get painted, it's not gonna fall off. I'm so smart. Okay, so I've sidetracked a little. It's like 9 o'clock at night. I have managed to put my new hat on. So there's my new DUCATI hat. So anyway, I've pretty much taken the whole exhaust off and reinstalled it because I wasn't happy with the way that it was sitting. Now I've actually got it sitting a lot better, but it's very hard to get it sitting just perfect at these mounts. You'll see that, like, if I was gonna critique anything about this exhaust, it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but there's just a couple of little issues here where I couldn't get it to mount perfectly. And I've just left these 2 bolts loose because I think I actually need shorter bolts and I want to wait until the plastic guard goes on first, just before I really nail that in place. But I am going to give it a good clean down with alcohol now, and then we're going to put the carbon fiber on top as well. But then I just thought of something. I thought, that is really low. Like, look how low that is through here. I wonder if the rear hugger still fits on. So let's check. Oh yeah, that's no dramas. Okay, I've got a legitimate issue and it's really annoying. What am I supposed to do when I can't get this to go in because the master cylinder rear is touching it and my rear set is the whole way forward and down? Okay, I've got it. All I need to do is cut a little bit of this edge out here, just a little section of carbon fiber. You won't even notice it. I'll polish it up. Bob's your uncle. Done. There, easy. All I need to do is get rid of that. And she'll be fixed. So let's talk design. What do you guys want to see the finished product look like? Drop some comments below. Let me know what you think would look ideal on this weapon and we'll take it into account as well. What is he doing with his old tank? This is busted up. This is crap. Just throw it in the rubbish, man. Well, it's got a purpose. So what I was thinking of doing is actually doing a polished brush alloy finish on the tank. What do you think of that? So it would be polished brush alloy finish on the tank with a clear coat, a couple of clear coats. It would be a satin black bike with probably down the bottom somewhere some matte black or maybe even some carbon wrap. And wheels, I'll put a photo of the wheels I'm looking at up here. I'll either paint the existing ones in this color or buy these ones from OZ Racing. But that's the color scheme I'm thinking of. There'll be some bespoke oneL decals on it. But what I thought I might do is, now that we've got the spare tank, why don't we have a play with it and see how hard is it to get the paint off it, and can we just get a surface ready, just so when the new tank gets here, all I've got to do is make these mounts out of aluminium and then weld them to the new tank, because the 959 tank that we bought doesn't have these mounts. I think there's one, yep, just these two here, and I think there might be one just under here. So that's easy. Yeah, so let's get to it. Bit of paint stripper, bit of elbow grease. Probably won't show you the finished product in this, but we might show it on the next video. For now, I'm just gonna lay it up, let it sit overnight, bubble up, and I'll come back to it in a day or two. So that's it for this episode. Stay tuned. If you like the build, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. There's heaps more to come. We've got a massive shipment from DUCATI and others coming in soon. So there's gonna be some hot bling going on this bike. And yeah, it's no longer gonna look like a wrecked, beat up old, well not old, super bike.